Hi friends, welcome to codewithsugi YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to discuss about types of arrays. Before we get into this video, if you are new to our channel and if you are not aware of what we have discussed till date, so you don't need to worry. We always used to add all the links in the description. So please go ahead and have a look on the previous videos. Fine. So as usual, I'm going to create a class called array types. Okay. Then I'm going to select the main method and I will say finish. So we have successfully created a class. Fine. So we're going to discuss about array types, right? So there are two types of arrays. One is one-dimensional array and the another one is multi-dimensional array. Okay. So before we get into this multi-dimensional array, there are a few things which we need to discuss about one-dimensional array. Okay. That we will discuss it quickly and then we will move to multi-dimensional array. So we all know how to create the array, right? So first we have to specify the data type of array and then array name and then square bracket and then we have to say new int of, then we have to specify the size of the array. Now I'm going to print length of this array using the property length. Okay, so this will be arr dot length, right? Fine. Now I'm going to run this program to see the output. We are getting the output as array length 5. Then now I'm going to change this length with some negative value. Okay, to check like is this possible to create an array with a negative value. So now I'm going to run this program to see the output. See what is the output we are getting? It's saying like negative array size exception. Okay, so it's throwing an exception. That means you cannot create an array with negative value. Now I'm going to assign some value to this array. We all know, right? We have to assign 5 values with the indexes 0 to 4, right? So ARR of 0 will be 1. Okay. Then ARR of 1, I'm going to say 2. ARR of 3, I'm going to say 3. Then ARR of 2, I'm going to say 4. Then ARR of 4, I'm going to say 5. So we have successfully assigned the value 5 values, right? So now I'm going to iterate this array using for each. So we already clearly discussed about this for each in the previous video. So please go ahead and have a look on that previous video to understand more about this for each. So I'm going to say int a, then arr, right? Then sys out value will be plus a, right? Fine. Now I'm going to save this. Now I'm going to run this program to see the output. So see, we are getting the value 1, 2, 4, 3, 5. Okay, because we have assigned array of 2 as 4. Okay, so that's the reason we are getting third value as 4. Now I hope you have noticed something different in this line 21 and 22, right? So I have interchanged the index value to assign values. Okay, so here you have to understand like you can assign the value based on the indexes and it's not necessary that it has to come in a proper order. Okay, so this one you have to keep in mind. Okay, so the another one here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just remove the line number 23. Okay, now I have assigned values to the ARR which can hold 5 numbers, but here I am assigning only 4 values and I'm going to run this program to see the output. It's giving the value as 0 for the unassigned index, right? But other than that, it's printing whatever we have in here. Okay, so what it means, so if you are not specifying any value to particular index, then it will take the data type's default value. In one of the previous video, we have discussed about the default values of the data types. Okay, so if you are not aware of what is the default value for each and every data type, then please go ahead and have a look on that video. But for now, the integers default value is 0. So that's the reason the index 4 is getting the value 0. So I hope now you are able to understand why we are getting 0 for the unassigned values. So these are all the few things which I want to discuss before we get into two-dimensional array. Now we're going to discuss about what is two-dimensional array or what is multi-dimensional array. Fine. So the line number 15 is called as one-dimensional array. Now we will see how to create a two-dimensional array. Okay, so it's as simple as like creating the one-dimensional array, but we have to specify two square brackets if we are creating a two-dimensional array, and if we are creating a three-dimensional array, then we have to specify three square brackets. So based on the square brackets, we used to differentiate the dimensional arrays. Fine. So now, for example, I'm going to take a two-dimensional array so that you can easily understand the multi-dimensional arrays. Fine. So for that, I'm going to take an integer two-dimensional array. So it's an integer arr, or I will say multi-dim equal to new int of. Okay. So obviously we have to give two square brackets here. Okay. And as usual, here we have to specify the size of the array. So this is the exact syntax for creating two-dimensional array. So to explain more about multi-dimensional or two-dimensional array, I'm going to take one example with matrix. So in the lower classes, we have studied about the matrix, right? So I'm going to take a 2 cross 2 matrix to explain more about multi-dimensional array. Fine. So here, so as I said, I'm going to take 2 cross 2 matrix. So how we will specify a 2 cross 2 matrix? So it will have a 2 rows and 2 columns, right? So I'm going to say 0, 1 and 2, 3. Okay. So what will be the index for this value 0? It will be 0, 0. Right? What is the index for the value 1? It will be 0, 1. Right? Fine. So what is the index for the value 2? It will be 1, 0. What will be the index for this value 3? It will be 1, 1. So this how we will create matrices, right? Fine. So the same we have to apply it here. Okay. So to initialize the value or to assign the value to the multi-dimensional array, we have 2 cross 2. That means we will have 4 values. Okay. And the 4 values, we have to treat it in a row column method. Okay. So to explain more about this, I'm going to take this Excel sheet. Okay. So what is the value we had for the 2 cross 2? 0, 1 and then 2, 3. Okay. We all know this is row, right? This is, we used to say, column. So this one will be row, this one will be column, right? So in array, the indexes will start from 0. So you can consider this A, B, C, A starting from 0. This A is 0 and B is 1. And the same way, the 1 in the row will be 0, 2 in the row will be 1. Okay, so if you consider like that, so what is the index this 0 gonna get? So it will get 0, 0, right? Then the B value 0, 1. That is the 0th row and first column. That's how we will identify this value, correct? Okay. So the next value 2, it's the first row, okay, and the column is 0. So this is 1, 0. And the value of 3 index is first row and the column is also first column. So it will be 1, 1. This is how you have to understand the array. So I think now you have some good idea about what is the multi-dimensional array. Okay. So now I am going to assign the value to this multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional, then we have to specify 2 brackets, right? So in the bracket number 1, we have to specify the row value. What is the 0th value gonna get? So it will be 0 and the column is also 0. So what is the value we're going to have it in the 0, 0? It will be 0. Okay. Then the multi-dimensional array of, then the 0th row, then the first column. Okay, 0, 1. So what is the value we're going to have it over there? 1. And the next one, multi-dimensional, then we have to move to the first row. Okay, the column now is 0. right? So this is how we have to specify the 1 comma 0. The value will be 2. The last one is multi-dime. First row, then the column is also first column, right? So the value will be 3. Now we have successfully assigned the values to multi-dime. In the one-dimensional array, we have iterated the array using single for. Okay. If it is the multi-dimensional or two-dimensional array, then we have to use nested for. Okay. So for that, I'm going to take for integer I equal to 0, then I value should be less than length of the array, right? So multi-dime dot length. Then it has to get increment with 1. Fine. Then the next for, I'm going to take a variable called j equal to 0. Obviously the index will begin from 0. Then the j should be less than multi-dime, okay, of I dot length. Okay, then j plus plus. Now we have to print the value of the array, right? So sys out value of multi-dimensional array, okay, plus multi-dime of, so the row will be I, correct, and the column will be j here. So this how we have to specify. So you have to treat this as row, okay, and you have to treat this as column, because the inner loop will get execute for one iteration of outer loop, right? So now I'm going to run this program to see the output. So see, we are getting the output as expected, 0 1 2 3. Okay, so let's add one differentiator here to understand it in more better way. So I will run this. We are holding the value 0 1 2 3 in the multi-dimensional array. The same is displayed or the same is printed out here. So this how we have to create a multi-dimensional array. So we all know, right, we can create arrays in 3 different ways that we have discussed in the previous video. So the same will get applicable to the multi-dimensional array also. So we saw one type of multi-dimensional array creation here, right? So in the 32, so this is one type of multi-dimensional array. Then I'm going to copy the same and I'm going to put it in line number 57. Okay, I'm going to say multi-dimensional 1. Okay, and I'm going to cut this to square bracket and I'm going to paste it in front of the data type. Now it's happily accepting the array creation, right? So this how also you can create an array. So the another one, third type is integer multi-dimensional 2. Okay, so you can directly initialize the value. Okay, so it's a two-dimensional array. That means it should have two set of values, okay, inside of array, right? So the first set will be like this, okay, 0 comma 1. Then the second set will be 2 comma 3. Now let's we try to print this value and see whether is there any exception or anything is happening. Okay, so for that I'm going to try with for each. Okay, so we all know the outer loop will be int of arr equal to, what is that, multi okay. So then I'm going to create another one for, okay, that should be integer b. Now we have to print sys out value of array from for each plus b. Okay, now I'm going to run this program. We are getting the output as expected, 0 1 2 3. Okay, let's we discuss about this. Okay, fine. So here we have created an array called multi-dime 2. Okay, so it's a two-dimensional array. So based on this square bracket, we came to know this is a two-dimensional array. The two-dimensional array will have two sets of values. Okay, so if you see in the outer, there are two values into this, right? So the outer array is also having two values, 0 comma 1. This whole set we have to consider as a one value, and this whole set we have to consider as a one value. So this array is now having two values. Fine. Now if you get into this, how many values we are having? We are having two values. Now we can easily understand it like it's a 2 cross 2 array. Okay, so if I increase one value here like this, 2 comma 3 comma 4, then what will be the dimension of this array? Again, it's a two-dimensional array, but the inner loop is having three values. Okay, I hope now you have some idea about what is multi-dimensional array and how to assign the values, right? So now I will run this again. Oh, sorry, this one should be multi-dimensional 2. Okay, now if I run this, see what is the value we are getting? 0 1 3 2 3 4. Okay, fine. I hope you got some idea about multidimensional array, but I will explain this one more time with little bit easiest way. Okay, if we convert the value like this, then you can easily understand it. Okay, and the whole this set, how many value it's having? It's having two sets of value. This is the one set and this is the one set. Okay, so then this will be 2, right? Okay, fine. Now whenever you get inside of this, okay, the next set, how many value it's having? It's 3, correct? So it's 3. Again, both are having 3 comma 3. So the length of this will be 3, right? Okay, fine. But we will not specify size here. Okay, but this how the value will look like. Okay, so this how you have to understand the multi-dimensional array. So I hope now you have some better understanding about multi-dimensional array and how to create a multi-dimensional array and how to iterate the multi-dimensional array using for and as well as for each. Okay, I think I haven't explained about this. Okay, let's quickly see what's happening over here. So if you iterate the multi-dimensional 2, okay, first we will get this set of array and the next iteration we will get this set of array. So technically if you see this is a single dimensional array. So that's the reason I'm creating a integer type of one dimensional array and then I'm holding all this value into a. Fine. Now in the next loop what I'm doing, I'm giving this one dimensional array a over here, and what this for each will do, it will take each and every element from this single dimensional array and then it will hold the value into the b. Then what I'm doing it here, I'm just printing b. So this is how we have to iterate multi-dimensional array using for each. So if we run this, we will get the output as expected. So if you change some value over here, then automatically the for each will print the value for you. See? Fine. I think we have discussed in a very detailed way about multi-dimensional array. But still, if you guys have any doubts, please feel free to put your comments in the comment section so that we will have a look and we will revert back to you as soon as possible. Okay. And one more thing, we always used to add all the code in the GitHub and the link is available in the description. So please go ahead and have a look on the code also. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Keep supporting us. Thank you.